Hello friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. Golden Tee Lounge, Kevin Lindsay. Apologies you can't see me, but we're going to take a look at this week's Freaky Friday daily contest going on right now until 10 a.m. or technically 9:59 a.m. on Saturday. GoldenTee.com/locations. Find a Golden Tee Live 2022 or Golden Tee PGA Tour 2022 game near you. Get out there. Play as many times as you want to get a piece of that prize pool. You can pull up the GT PGA Tour Caddy app or the Golden Tee Caddy app to track your progress in the daily contest. $2,200 in the prize pool for today. Let's get started. You're looking at Pine Coast number 8. Now, the theme of this is top to bottom, our favorite holes with elevation. There's a lot you can do with this. Oh, look at that. Perfect shot to start things off right in the water. That's good. Good start. That's all right. Hopefully your start is much, much better when you get out to your favorite watering hole, your favorite Dave & Buster's, Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever the case may be. But these holes are going to have variety of elevation changes, whether you're hitting down or hitting up, and just some of the a blast from the past of courses that you guys may not have seen in a while. This one here, Royal Cove 15. This hole is one of those troublemakers for me, but not a bad setup here. I say that, and I'm just hitting stuff short today. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I also have no idea what that was, but wow, okay. So, rough start, even after 2. What you should be aiming for is 4 after 2 as we get here to hole 3, which is Rustic Bridge, number 5. Thought we were going to have to start this video over. If I went 3 holes in a row for water, ooh, that would have been a rough one. Finally got an eagle. I think I should give a round of applause to myself for that. Hole 4, Baja Ria 14. This is a fun one, and I say fun because there's not a ton of elevation change from the tee to the hole, but if you don't hit a really good shot on this hole, you're definitely going to feel the elevation changes of the elevation that surrounds the green. This is one of those holes that I don't care how close to the green you are or how far away, you just make sure you are on the green because it is such a tough spot to be in anywhere else. Move on to hole 5, which is Moose Landing 15. This is a fun hole. It was an interesting setup in yesterday's daily contest. This one, not as up front as I would hope. High tee, 5 wood, let that 10-mile-an-hour wind direct you. Oh, look at that, almost a hole-in-one. The one thing I will say, if you've never played Moose Landing, you want to make sure that you hit the lower part of the hills, the better, and the softer the better, because if you get too cute with the 5 wood and you hit it too hard, you're going to just hit the top of that hill and kick right back in to the water. So it's not going to be a fun one. But we're taking a look at Glacier Ranch, number 9. This is another true definition of elevation. I'm not going to put any spin on it just because I know backspin or bite will affect the ball so much. So I'm just going to hit what we call the naked shot here. Very good shot. I would give it a 9 out of 10, 10 being in the hole. So I'm more than happy to be waiting to putt for eagle on the green there as we get to hole 3 of Mystic Hills. One of our Golden Tee 4 remastered courses from a little while back, a couple of years ago. This one's interesting because you have a tee box that is a little bit tucked behind the trees, more than at least I've seen before in the past and more than expected. So you're going to have to hit your shot out to the a little bit more than you probably are used to, but you can still get it on there for eagle. Now this next hole, Lake Powell, number 4, typically a major elevation change, but with one of the new tees we've got here for this course, it's not too bad. This is one of those where ITNet was like, you know what, we're going to give you a easier box, which I guess is great for those of you trying to get an eagle. Just for me, like right here, putting in, boom, done. 12 after 8. Not what you're looking for because of a few mistakes earlier on, but that's okay. Bonnie Moore, number 6 for hole 9 here. This one's a pretty lengthy one. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of release on it. See if we can work that 9-mile-an-hour wind in the cup. That actually looks good. If I didn't have release on it, probably wasn't in. And of course, I have to get as far as I can to the edge of the fringe. But the other thing is when I set up my holiday golf ball to get ready for some of our holiday marketing, I made the mistake of not putting a trail on it. And so it's just so hard for me. But all right, hole 10, par 5 here. This is Monte Zeballos, number 11. This one, we're going to just go ahead, tee it to the top left, and we're going to just hit a massive A1. We want to get as far down there as possible to take that big, massive hill out of the equation. So hopefully having a little roll on there will help that get down the hill. 451 yards. Now this is actually great because the wind's only 6, and we've got a 5 hybrid, which is a little bit of a smaller, lower lofted club, which will help. Also, I don't have a super spin 5 hybrid because I can't convince Jim Zielinski to make one, at least not yet. Oh, that was terrible. But my point being, super spin would have taken that ball even farther up the green, and so I kind of wanted an eagle there, but I'm happy to putt in for birdie. Then we get to Petra 14. This is a fun par 3. Probably a little bit more familiar for you guys that are, and gals that are out there playing a lot of Golden Tee. Could this go in? Of course not. Got to get better at that. But with some of the new tee positions we have on Petra, lots of elevation changes. Fought with potentially doing hole 17, but that one's such a tough hole. I didn't think it was worth it. So, Nordling, number 9. Wanted to continue giving you a little bit of Nordling love and tees. This one, definitely massive elevation changes. Roll, probably not your best option, but I didn't hit the ball hard enough, so I deserve whatever happens here. Oh, look at that. Look at that, 6 iron, little chippy. We moving on. Easter Island, hole 17. This is probably the hole with the biggest elevation changes. I'm going to just play a big C3 here. What you want to do is you want to get it as far away from the water as possible. You're going to have a bunch of these rocks and hills that you may hit. We'll just watch it from afar. Now this is probably going to be GSP territory for a lot of you. I'm going to try to do the same. If this could go in, it would make me feel much better. Look at that. Boom. All right. Double eagle. Man, I really missed my trail on the ball. Not going to help the fact that I parred the first 2 eagle holes, but does help get your confidence back up there. Again, if you've never played the daily contest before or you're just getting into the competitive Golden Tee, same conditions, same pins, same tee, same wind, same all that for the next, less than 24 hours by the time you see this video, but for a 24-hour period. So make sure, even if you have a bad game, that's why I didn't start over, because I want to play through the rest of the course and see and kind of navigate through some of the challenges, especially being an elevation course for today's theme. You can't have a course that has a lot of elevation changes without Rattlesnake Ridge, number 3 here. Another drivable par 5. Give it a little bit of a high tee there. Backspin or bite are going to probably be your better cases here. Not too bad of a slope. And there you go. Back-to-back double eagles, only because I hit a decent shot for once. The one decent shot I had last hole is not going to make up for the fact that the rest of them were pretty But that's why you have lots of chances to play in that 24-hour period. As we move to Volcano Palms 5 with a 14-mile-an-hour wind. This one's fun because you don't see a heavy wind on this hole very often. And so it's also nice because you're offset a little bit farther back from the trees, so you could just take this 14-mile-an-hour wind. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit to the B and hit it a little bit left of the 2 and just let the 14-mile-an-hour wind, run its course. And outside of getting in GSP range a few feet closer, it's not a bad shot for this hole. Hole 16, Black Hills, hole 6, 2008 course, maybe 2009, I can't remember. There's too many of them. But this is definitely big elevation changes. If somebody has a bad game going to this hole and they want to hit like a spinny 3 hybrid and let this roll down the hill and goes in the cup, I'll give them a gift card for it. That would be really fun. I don't think anybody's ever tried that. Don't necessarily recommend it. I'm actually going to try something I don't do very often, which is hitting a 5-wood here, but with no spin. Because again, the bigger the elevation changes, the more spin or the more reaction you're going to get to the spin types that you use. So we get to hole 17, and of course, you can't have elevation without Tundra Peak. And of course, it is a 16-mile-an-hour wind, tucked top left pin with an up 7, right 7. This will be a lot of fun. So I'm going to pull this shot back to the C and hit it a little bit straight. I want to take that wind and fight the pin in the green slope. Don't crush it, because you're going to make sure to hit that pretty hard. I probably should have high-teed that. But again, the problem is you high-tee it, you lose the spin. This is going to be a tough one. So with the very lovely redo they give you, I'm going to try 6-wood. 6-wood's the better club. I just didn't hit it appropriately. This is the other thing you have to think about too, and especially for the newer players. Don't necessarily always go straight for the hole. If I take this 6-wood, I can hit it maybe better than that. I could try to get it on the green and at least have a putt in for what is now triple bogey, but that didn't work either. All right, one more time. This time we're going to try the classic driver up the hill. Nope, that didn't work. So good luck. I have at least given you every shot that you shouldn't hit on hole 17, which is Tundra Peak 18. And then the king of all elevation, Monte Ceballos, number 18. Drivable par 5. I didn't even do a good attempt at trying to get there. I should have pulled back and I didn't. And that's sad how close that shot got to the green there. All right, so that was a very rough attempt at today's Freaky Friday course, but you guys will have much, much better luck than I do once you go to goldentee.com/locations, find a game near you that is updated to 2022, and get your scores in before 9:59 a.m. Central Time Saturday morning. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys back for more Golden Tee.